After an exhaustive study of you, look, I've got a 189-page report. Almost every single thing that's ever been mentioned about you on the internet. It took a staff of about 5 investigators to dig all the information up that we have. So if there's anything that you want to disclose, now would be a great time to do that.
No.
Wait, let him go! No, it's not!
No.
Don't give me the phone. Wait, let him go! Wait, let him go!
Hey folks, this was the kind of showdown folks live for. A legal drama popping off between two of reality TV's wildest, Michael and Angela from 90 Day Fiancé. For years, these two have given us all the chaos, blow-ups, makeups, and messy moments, keeping folks glued to the screen. But today was different. This wasn't just another episode of their roller coaster love story. Nah, today Michael was ready to handle his business in court. And he came to win. Angela was sitting there, looking real out of place. That cocky attitude she's known for? MIA, sis. She'd spent weeks acting like Michael wouldn't dare take her to court. But now, reality was setting in, hard. Michael had finally had enough of her manipulative ways, and the receipts he brought with him were messy. Michael was cool as ever, sitting next to his lawyer, Nandy, who was looking sharp and ready. You could see the determination in Michael's eyes. This was the moment he had been waiting for. No more drama, no more toxic vibes. He had moved on, and now, he was about to make Angela face the music. The courtroom was packed to the brim. Reporters, fans, even a few of their messy 90-day co-stars slid through to witness this tea get spilled firsthand. Everybody knew Angela was always the loudest in the room, running the show with her wild self. But today, Michael was finally in control. When the judge walked in, the whole room went silent. It was about to go down. It was about to be showtime, y'all. The proceedings were just getting started, and this lawsuit? Oh, this was long overdue. Michael had put up with years of emotional abuse, manipulation, and straight-up disrespect from Angela. It started small, jealous fits, shady insults, and loud public scenes. But with time, Angela's behavior hit a whole new level of disorder. She'd embarrass him in front of people, threatened to hold that money over his head, and even tried to wreck his other relationships. But when she put hands on him during a fight, throwing stuff and leaving him bruised up, oh baby, that was the last straw. Michael wasn't about to take that no more. And that's when he knew it was time to lawyer up. With Nandy by his side, they built a case so solid it was about to shake Angela's world. Michael had receipts for days, videos, text messages, even folks willing to testify about her toxic ways. Sis was finally about to get what's coming to her. Angela tried everything to dodge the court date. Public denials, wild social media rants, even a weak appeal. But the proof was stacked too high for her to climb out of. And now here they were, standing in front of a judge, and Angela was looking real pressed, finally feeling the weight of the mess she created. "Mr. Ilasami, please take the stand," the judge said, pointing for Michael to step up. Michael got up, walked into that witness box with all the confidence. He was ready for this. As he sat down, he locked eyes with Angela. She shot him a look, but that fire she always had, it was dim, real dim. Angela knew she was in trouble now. Michael could see right through her front. Angela was shook, even though she was trying to act like she wasn't. He took a deep breath before speaking, keeping his voice steady but filled with truth. "For years," he started, "I was in an emotionally abusive relationship with Angela. It started off small, but it grew into something I just couldn't handle anymore. I'm here today to make sure the truth is told. I want the world to know that nobody, not even someone in the public eye, deserves to be treated the way I was." The room was dead silent as Michael broke down the details. He talked about the countless times Angela had ripped him apart, calling him useless, and throwing out wild accusations about him cheating, with no receipts. He shared how she controlled his money, making him feel like he couldn't live without her. But the most jaw-dropping part? When he talked about the time she put hands on him, leaving him bruised up and straight scared for his life. The crowd was hanging on every word. That's when Nandy dropped the bomb. Video evidence, clips from their messy reality show, and some private videos Michael had been sitting on. In those clips, Angela's wild temper was on full display for everyone to see. One of the videos even showed her going off on him in public, calling him all kinds of degrading names. The proof was out, and there was no denying it now. Angela was in trouble, and everyone in that courtroom knew it. Another video clip came up, and it was even worse. Angela snatched Michael's phone and smashed it on the ground in a full-on rage during one of their blow-ups. As the footage rolled, the tension in the room was thick. Even Angela's most ride-or-die defenders had to fall back, because the truth was staring them dead in the face. The evidence was just too strong. When Michael Michael finished testifying, he slid back to his seat feeling lighter, like he had finally freed himself from years of pain. He had put it all out there, his side of the story. Now it was Angela's turn to face the heat, and everyone in that room was ready to see how she'd spin it. Her lawyer called her up to the stand, and Angela strutted up there like she was still running things. But you could see it, the cracks in her confidence. She knew those videos had rocked her, and she could feel the courtroom leaning away from her. But if you thought Angela was about to bow out gracefully, think again. "None of that is true," she hollered, her voice climbing higher with every word. "Michael's lying. He's just trying to make me look bad, mess up my name. I never hurt him. I loved him. And now he's doing all this to get back at me because things didn't go how he wanted." The courtroom was buzzin', folks whisperin' as Angela's frustration bubbled over. She was trying hard to hold it together, but that anger, it was creeping out, and everyone could see she was barely keeping it in check. But instead of the usual sympathy Angela thrived on, all she got was discomfort. Her outbursts, which folks once saw as passion, now came off as straight-up desperation. That's when Nandy stepped in, cool as ever, ready to pick apart her defense. "Angela," Nandy started his cross-examination, "are you denying the videos we all just watched?" Angela's eyes darted around like she was looking for an escape. "Those videos are out of context. Y'all don't get it. Michael pushed me to that point. He was always lying, sneaking around, making me paranoid." Nandy wasn't letting her off that easy, though. "And does that justify throwing things at him, smashing his phone, physically attacking him?" He pressed, not giving her a second to catch her breath. Angela stuttered, her tough girl act starting to crumble. I didn't mean to hurt him. I was just upset, but he ain't innocent either. He kept provoking me," she blurted out, trying to spin it back. But by now, it was too late. The court had seen enough. Angela's excuses just weren't hitting, and her once intimidating presence was shrinking with every word she said. She'd lost control of the story, and it was clear even the judge was over it. Nobody was buying what she was selling anymore. After hours of testimony, evidence, and cross-examinations, it was finally time for the closing arguments. Nandy got up with confidence, reminding the courtroom of all the undeniable evidence of Angela's abusive ways. He highlighted the emotional and physical damage she put Michael through and made it clear. This case was about holding Angela accountable for her actions. No more, no less. Angela's lawyer tried hard to flip the script, painting her as a woman scorned, someone who acted out from a place of pain and vulnerability. But honey, the receipts were just too loud, and the damage was already done. The judge finally spoke, voice steady and clear. "After reviewing all the evidence and testimonies, it is clear that the defendant, Angela, engaged in a pattern of emotional and physical abuse toward the plaintiff, Michael. This court finds in favor of the plaintiff. Angela will be held legally accountable for her actions and appropriate reparations will be made." The gavel struck, and just like that, it was a wrap. Michael let out a long breath. Relief was all over him. He had won. After all those years of feeling powerless, small, and trapped in Angela's toxic web, he had finally taken his power back. Meanwhile, Angela? Sis sat there stunned. She was frozen, pure shock written all over her face. She had never thought it'd end like this, with her reputation in shambles, the world watching, and her forced to face the music for her actions. As folks cleared out of the courtroom, Michael felt a peace he hadn't known in years. He didn't destroy Angela in court out of pettiness or revenge. This was about justice. He stood up for himself, finally, after being mistreated for so long. Outside, reporters were on it, swarming around looking for a quote. Michael kept it short but powerful. "Today wasn't just about me. It was about showing that no one should ever have to deal with abuse, no matter who they are or where they come from. I'm thankful for all the support, and I'm ready to move on with my life." Meanwhile, Angela stormed out of the courthouse, head down, refusing to talk to the press. She knew the damage was done, and there was no spinning this one. Angela's usual swagger, gone, replaced by the heavy weight of defeat. This time, no amount of shouting, posturing, or wild excuses could get her out of this one. She was finally face to face with the consequences she'd been dodging. For Michael, though, this wasn't just a legal win. It was personal. He got his dignity back, his self-worth, and most importantly, his freedom. That courtroom battle had been ugly, no doubt, but in the end, Michael came out on top, stronger than ever. With the pain of the past behind him, he was finally ready to close that toxic chapter and step into a new beginning. Michael's roller coaster ride on 90 Day Fiancé has seen its fair share of twists, but nothing could have prepared him for the storm brewing ahead. After years of putting up with Angela's manipulative antics, Michael finally hit his breaking point. He was done playing the pawn in Angela's never-ending game, where she used and tossed him aside whenever she pleased. When Angela, backed by TLC, tried to flip the script, and make him out to be the bad guy, Michael knew he had to step up, not just for himself, but for everyone who's ever been played by reality TV. The real game changer came when Michael decided to launch a GoFundMe. His mission? To raise enough cash to hire a top-notch lawyer who could go head-to-head with Angela and TLC. He'd been warned that this legal battle could drag on for years, draining resources he didn't have. But Michael was ready to fight back, no matter the cost. This wasn't just about the money, it was about justice. Michael wanted to clear his name and shine a light on the exploitation he and so many others had faced under TLC's manipulative production tactics. At first, Michael was hesitant. Asking for money is never easy, especially with such a complicated and public situation. But the support he received from fans around the world was overwhelming. People from all walks of life, many of whom had faced similar struggles, started donating. The funds quickly exceeded Michael's expectations, showing that this was about more than just financial help. It was a clear message. The public believed in him, and they saw through the story that TLC and Angela were trying to sell. But Angela noticed this support, and she was furious. Angela had always been quick to assert her dominance, and the GoFundMe campaign threatened to unravel everything she'd worked so hard to control: Michael, their narrative, and especially the money. She had always seen herself as the star of the relationship, the one pulling the strings, the one with all the power. The idea of Michael gaining financial independence and possibly winning his legal battle terrified her. Angela started scheming, trying to sabotage Michael's efforts. She began by publicly denouncing the GoFundMe, accusing Michael of scamming innocent people out of their money. In interviews and on social media, Angela claimed that Michael was lying, that he was just looking for an easy payday, and that anyone who donated to his cause was being duped. Her words were harsh and calculated, meant to sow doubt in the minds of Michael's supporters. But Angela didn't stop there. She took things to a more dangerous level, using her connections within TLC and leveraging her role as the more established star of the show. Angela tried to have Michael's GoFundMe account shut down. She contacted the platform, falsely claiming that the fundraiser was fraudulent, that Michael had no intention of using the money for legal fees, and that he was instead planning to take the money and run back to Nigeria.
You know how upset you got me all day? What happened, Michael?
I was just about down the streets. I have my nephew.
You have a lying problem.
How about you go?
I don't want
See,
Michael, I'm going to get you right in the mouth.
you don't have to do all this.
You don't aggravate me. You don't deserve this. You just celebrated your birthday. I've been waiting to get your ass with all this. You're lying.
Daddy, you lying about what?
I'm ready to go home. Let's go ride.
What do you mean that?
You lied again in my
That
face. On your social media. About a picture. I'm ready to go. What are you doing here? I told you get away from me.
I know.
That's not going to work this time. There's your cake, Michael.
Michael, who's put up with what a lot of viewers see as years of Angela's abusive and controlling ways, is finally making big moves to take back his life and end their toxic relationship. Word on the street is that Michael's gone as far as filing a lawsuit against her. It looks like he's trying to get some compensation for all the alleged abuse and to secure his immigration status, especially that green card. Angela, of course, isn't happy about this one bit. She's reportedly scared that if Michael gets his green card, he'll ditch her, and she'll lose the control she's had over him. To fund his legal fight, Michael's turned to the public, setting up a GoFundMe. And guess what? He's already racked up over $40,000. This just shows how much people sympathize with him, especially those who've watched the mess of their relationship play out on TV. Fans have been coming through with donations to help him cover those legal fees. But you know, Angela isn't one to back down. Word is, she's now trying to mess with Michael's plans, pressuring him to drop the lawsuit. This situation is getting messier by the minute. Additionally, she is allegedly trying to gain access to the funds Michael has raised through GoFundMe, possibly seeing it as a way to regain control over him or to undermine his independence. Angela's alleged actions appear to be in line with the behavior that has been criticized by both fans and Michael's supporters. Her attempts to take control of the donations intended for Michael's legal defense highlight the ongoing power struggle between them. However, it seems that Michael is standing firm in his decision to pursue legal action and distance himself from Angela's influence. The situation has garnered significant attention from 90 Day Fiancé fans and the wider public. Many have expressed their support for Michael, praising his determination to stand up to Angela and regain control over his life. The successful fundraising campaign reflects a broader consensus among viewers that Michael deserves the opportunity to live free from Angela's alleged abuse and manipulation. The coming months will be critical in determining the outcome of Michael's legal battle and his efforts to secure his green card. If successful, Michael could finally achieve the independence he has been seeking and put an end to his tumultuous relationship with Angela. However, if Angela continues to interfere, the road ahead may be challenging.
That coming. I don't care what y'all think about me because I know the real mother.
But he's not better than the private investigator, though.
Because
and we can,
you know
we
why?
can
We
all.
didn't have enough time to get it all. This ain't, he ain't had enough time. This is 2 weeks investigating. We're going home. Y'all enjoy. I don't care what y'all think about me because I know the real mother.
But he's not better than the private investigator, though.
Because
and we can,
you know
we
why?
can
We
all.
didn't have enough time to get it all.
Their breakup wasn't just your average drama. It was explosive, packed with accusations and threats flying everywhere. Michael was ready to move on, but Angela, she wasn't letting go that easy. She came for him hard, launching legal battles left and right, hell-bent on proving he was a cheater, a liar, and a straight-up scammer. Angela's campaign against him was relentless, but Michael had something she didn't: truth and integrity. As the accusations stacked up, Michael wasn't just battling for his reputation. He was fighting for his future. Angela wasn't holding back either. She accused him of everything under the sun: cheating with younger women, scamming her out of cash, and playing with her emotions just to get ahead. She was dead set on the idea that Michael only used her to score a visa to America, planning to ditch her the moment he got what he wanted. The accusations cut deep, and Michael felt the weight of them bearing down on him. Despite all the ups and downs, Michael had once cared deeply for Angela, so watching her go all out to ruin him was downright painful. But Michael wasn't about to let Angela's rage wreck his life.
Does anything tell you that Michael is cheating on Angela in any way?
I've got 160 pages of reports. To answer your question directly, no, there's not.
Okay.
Good.
I don't care. I don't care. You just talk. What did you in there?
Send me back home.
That's the last time you'll say that.
He knew that if he was going to walk away from this mess with his head held high, he needed to clear his name once and for all. That's when Michael decided it was time to flip the script and take legal action of his own, hitting Angela with a defamation lawsuit. He understood that Angela was coming from a place of anger and pain, but that didn't give her the right to drag his name through the mud with lies. Michael brought in a top-notch legal team, ready to prove his innocence in court. The legal battles stretched out for months, with both sides going hard to make their case. As time went on, Angela's accusations got more elaborate. She started claiming that Michael had a secret life back in Nigeria, full of younger women who were only after his money. She was dead set on the idea that Michael had been scamming her from the jump, using his smooth talk to trick her into sending him money and gifts. But Angela's evidence was shaky at best, mostly hearsay and circumstantial stuff. Still, she was confident that her fiery testimony would be enough to win over the judge.